Guys, and welcome to Zero Hour. I'm joined here with Tom once again.
Hello.
Hello, and we've got some
guys, and welcome to
some echo. Excellent. Had my stream open in the background, and it played the sound back to me.
Oh, all right.
In that endless loop.
I thought it was me. I've got the sound on as well, but I was like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, so we've got some topics. Oh, well, Tom's got topics. I haven't got topics.
Yes, I was organised.
Yeah, you were. But before we start, I want to sort of say that I am expecting a delivery at some point in the next 4 hours. It may come while we're doing this show, so if I have to disappear for a few moments, Tom will keep you entertained with some riddles or something.
Riddles? What? No, I'll do like a striptease.
No. Well, you'd have a tough time because you wouldn't be able to display video on the stream. So
oh no!
You'd have to do it with like words.
Yeah, that's what I'm good at. I'm good at that.
Oh God, put some music on in the background and
put some really
I don't even
like,
want to think about it.
sexy jazz on. Like, all right, I got first topic then.
Okay.
The podcast itself.
Yes.
We want to discuss that a tiny bit because you briefly mentioned it in one of your videos, but if we just quickly go over it now for about 5-10 minutes before we actually get into other topics, I believe that's a good idea.
Yeah, sure. So we were talking about, well, sort of what we want Zero Hour to be, and you guys saw, well, I'm assuming some of you saw the ZeroEmpires upload schedule, and I sort of spoke slightly in there about exactly what we're going to try and do with it. And obviously now this is being streamed, so anyone who actually wants to ask questions or anything can do so in the chat on Twitch TV. Granted, there's only 5 people watching, and 3 of them are us, but but even so,
the other 2 people, ask away.
Yeah, I bet they don't even have Twitch accounts.
Oh.
Who knows?
Make a Twitch account.
But yeah, we were saying about because this is a podcast, we don't really want to actually have anything on the background of the video. It literally is just going to be a screen, and the idea is that you can listen to it while you're doing other things and not really, be distracted by something that's going on in the background.
Yeah, exactly. I think I mentioned that in a comment that I left on the previous Zero Hour as well. We want it not to be visually demanding because most of your content is, and Zero Hour is supposed to be relaxing and something you can just click on and just sort of listen and relax to while you do something else.
Yeah, and just talk while we talk about stuff.
It can also act as a sort of Q&A as well.
Yeah.
If we do it this sort of format, we just stream it. Casual Potato is watching, by the way.
Shout out to Casual Potato in the chat, the only person.
Oh, we love you, Casual Potato.
It is a little early, though, to be fair. I mean, it's most people come on later on in the day, so
that's fine. This is still a pilot in a way. Because it's still oh, Handcake. Handcake. Yeah, this is still a pilot in a way because obviously this is the first time we're doing this, so
yeah, of course,
we'll see how it goes. If people like it, then we'll keep doing this format. If not, then we'll just switch back to the whole uploaded to YouTube normally.
Of course. So anyway, topics. We have a lot to talk about, supposedly.
Yes, I've got only a few topics down, but they should be quite lengthy topics depending on how deep we go into them.
Okay, great.
Okay, first topic, obviously old games.
Old games.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, when I was a kid, I grew up with a Sega Genesis.
Ooh, nice.
That was like religion to me. I used to play that every day, and
Sega.
I absolutely loved that. In fact, when was the first game you actually played? Like, what age were you when you played your first game?
Oh, I think my first game probably on Game Boy.
Really?
Game Boy Color. Oh no! I'd say that back. Game Boy Original, black and white one.
Yeah.
Tetris. I remember I was in hospital, and my good friend Jake, well, you know Jake, he came to visit me in hospital, and he let me borrow his Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
And I had Tetris on it, and I think that was the first, or maybe it was the PlayStation 1. I'm not sure. I wasn't that early.
Oh, you weren't. It's a shame, Zach. You missed out on so many good games.
Like,
like
saying that, I do remember going to his house, and his brother, he's got an older brother, he had a Sega, and we played Sonic on there. But I think that's about it, really,
Yeah, there was
for early gaming.
the sort of library for hold on. The sort of library for the Genesis was it wasn't as big as, say, like, you got PS1 and PS2 and everything like that, which came obviously later, but it had some damn good games. Like Sonic, obviously everyone knows Sonic because it's very iconic, and
Yeah, and it's still around today. They're still releasing new Sonic titles.
but I could talk to you about so many other games. Like, I don't know if people will probably listen to this and just be like, "What the fuck is he on about?" Because this was like back in 1992, 3, 4, something around there.
You were born in 92.
Yeah, but I started playing the game. No joke. I started playing games when I was about 2 or 3. I was good at them. I was alright.
Yeah.
Because like on Sonic, it's just you hold right and occasionally tap A to jump.
Right, I see.
And
You're
I picked
like
games very quickly.
you're like those kids who are like 2 years old and have iPhones
What?
or iPads.
What?
Like babies
iPads?
who can operate iPads. You're like that, but with Sega.
Oh, they're cute. But no, that's another thing. When I was a kid, I always wanted to do things quickly. I hated waiting. Like I was in a cot until I was about 1, and then I had a single bed.
Wow.
I came off milk when I was.
Maybe that's why you looked like a bear at the age of 14.
That's probably why. This is what my mum said. Like I had to do everything quickly. Like I couldn't be asked to wait.
Yeah.
I couldn't be asked. I just wanted to do things quickly, which in turn made me want to play games more and more and more because I wanted to become better at them.
Right, I see.
But yeah, continuing on that, you've got Sonic.
Uh-huh.
If anyone remembers, if anyone in the chat wants to mention some
Old
Sega games
yeah.
that you've played, if you like the Sega.
I mean, how long after the Sega was the PlayStation 1? A couple of years.
Ooh,
Well, no.
maybe
Probably
4.
more, yeah. It was
4
quite
years?
some time.
Probably about 4 years.
Of course, there was the N64 as well.
Oh yes,
Around
Pancake.
that time.
The N64. I used to have like loads of. I think I had like all the consoles apart from the SNES, the Atari, and a few things which like the old DOS thing and everything like that. But
Yeah. No, you see, I was a little bit later than that. I didn't really start playing games till PlayStation 1. Really.
did you used to play Crash Bandicoot and Spyro?
Yes.
Hell yes! Oh my god!
Crash Bandicoot's one of the best series of games ever.
I think the great thing about those games is that because it started that sort of era of like 3D gaming, there's no sort of it was a side scroller in a way, but it was in a sort of 3D environment instead of you had some levels which you went from left to right, but it also it followed the same format as the older games, but it had different elements. I think Spyro was a lot better in that sense because I'm just fucking stumbling over my words because I'm so excited. It's better in the sense that it's more open and it felt more free when I actually played that.
Right, I see.
And I felt like a dragon.
Well, you see, when I didn't really play Spyro that much. I didn't actually have it. I only played it at friends' houses. But I actually didn't really play it. But I did play Crash Bandicoot quite a lot, and I played some of the various Crash Bandicoot games.
Oh, there were so many.
There were a lot. What was the first one? I always remember the one where he started on the beach, and then he had to, like, the Akutiki fella.
What I forgot. The first one was, I think that the first one was pretty good. I enjoyed the first one. In fact, that followed the same sort of format as the overworld in Donkey Kong Country. Do you remember that? Did you ever play Donkey Kong Country? No?
No.
Am I alone here?
Possibly. I'm being distracted by my phone.
That was on
ringing.
that was on the SNES.
As I said, I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with games before PS1.
Well, anyway, number 1 was pretty good. Number 2, that was the one where you had like all the different warp zones. That was awesome. I think my favorite was number 3 though, because then you had like a bazooka in one of them.
Yeah, I remember playing Crash Bash. Exactly, that's the one. Crash Bash. It was like so good.
Oh, Crash Bash.
It was awesome. You
Crash Bash.
had all the little mini games. They were great. I loved
Oh,
them.
sorry. Someone just said Medieval in the chat. Yes, that was such a good game. Oh my god. And the Lion King. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Do you remember playing Toy Story on that?
Oh yes,
Toy
Toy
Story was a
Story.
great game.
It was. It
That
was.
was an amazing game.
And like when you had to go around all the different levels, finding all the stuff, and I remember playing so many hours of that. And did you ever play Micro Machines?
I think I played it round my neighbour's house for a few times. All I can remember is getting really frustrated because they used to go too fast.
Yeah, Micro Machines was one of the first games I had for PS1, and it was awesome. It was just the sort of surroundings and the levels and all the different cars was so awesome.
It was really nice. I remember it being aesthetically beautiful. Do you remember Crash Racing?
Not really.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Zach, you missed out.
There was a lot. I mean, there were a lot of good PS1 games. I mean, I could rattle off loads. Someone earlier said Command and Conquer, the original Command and Conquer that was actually available on PS1. And that was pretty cool. And now, obviously, PlayStation consoles aren't really so good for strategy games, but I still used to play Command and Conquer on the PS1. It was great.
Never played that. Do you remember a game called Future Cop?
Future Cop. No.
That went sort of under the radar, but that was a great game. Me and my cousin used to play that every time. Oh shit! No. Okay, this is gonna bring the house down. Worms Armageddon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Worms Armageddon.
That's awesome.
That was the best game on PS1
Ever.
I'm just saying that. I'm just gonna say that.
Worms is just a great franchise, though.
Yeah.
It's just really original, and I just so funny as well. Like the amount of laughs I had with that.
It is brilliant. It's for anyone. It's a casual game, but it can also be quite a serious game as well. Like if you've got really competitive people playing.
Yeah, of course.
And it's fun. Like even if you lose, you die in a hilarious way. You can have like a cow dropped on you or something like that.
Yeah, and you get like your little gravestone that pops up.
Oh, it's so good. I think they're actually coming out. In fact, what's the day today? It's like the
16th.
16th today. I think the new Worms is out. The new
awesome.
Worms Clan Wars.
And they're still making that as well. You know, so that's a great game. That is.
And in this one, they have classes. Like in
great.
TF2. Honestly, like in TF2, they have the Scout, the Heavy. I think they
Yeah.
have the Scientist and someone else.
That's very cool.
It looks really good. Really good.
Yeah. Just want to say really quickly, gonna get a delivery in about 5 to 15 minutes, so I may have to shoot off in just a moment.
That's all right.
You can keep everyone entertained.
I'll have a nice little strip for people.
Oh God, no.
So
So, other PS1 games now. There were so many. I don't know if you remember a game called Point Blank.
oh my god, yes I do. And the main mascots were like Bert and Ernie.
And you had they were actually originally arcade games, and they're really rare actually. And it was like a shooter game, and
Yeah.
you had to you shoot the screen Time Crisis and things like that.
Oh yes.
And I had on PS1 Point Blank, and it was really actually hard to get hold of. And I had the original gun and everything. And the amount of time I spent playing, shooting my TV screen with the PS1. Oh, it was great. To think that was on the PS1 as well.
You had to buy the gun.
Yeah.
I had the gun as well. I remember setting it up was such a fucking hassle because you
I
had
know.
the initial plug, then you had to plug it in the back, and then you had the plug to plug in the gun, and then even the gun itself didn't work that well because it wasn't calibrated towards your TV. It was just calibrated to the standard 4x3.
Yeah.
So even if you pointed and shot, sometimes you would miss it, but you'd be like, I just got that. But I had Point Blank 2.
Right. Okay.
I had Point Blank 2. And I remember I think I played that for about 2 days straight once.
Really?
Just playing it. Like I didn't go out. I just stayed inside and just shot the TV and did nothing else. But it was a good game. Time Crisis was really good as well. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I love Time Crisis.
That was hard.
Yeah, it was a tough game.
That was a hard
but
game.
the thing is, though, I think games nowadays are so different to
They are.
games how they used to be. Because games how they used, older games, they used to be really challenging. On standard difficulty, they would be hard,
Yeah.
but they would also be fair. you know, and you would spend hours trying to get past the level, but it would reward you. You'd feel really accomplished. Nowadays, I think games are too easy, and
Yeah, they are.
they just like walkthroughs of the game. Unless you stick it on the hardest difficulty, you're going to have an easy time.
Yeah, developers
Dumbed it
now
down.
just think that everyone is an idiot
Yeah.
and that no one can play games. Like the amount of tutorials, I hate tutorials. I hate tutorials because if your game is good, you don't need a tutorial.
Yeah.
You should be able to pick it up, play a game, get the feel for the controls in 5 minutes, and then start enjoying it. You don't need someone saying, "Look, this is an enemy. Press B to shoot," or something. You
it's
don't
common
need that.
sense, you know?
Yeah, like you're not. You went out and bought this game. You're not an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what a controller is,
saying
right?
that though, the amount of parents who buy their kids, like 12-year-old, 13-year-old kids, 18-year-old games, or games that are rated for 18.
Like COD.
Yeah, and the developers know full well that the majority of their players are under 18.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
sells.
It sells, yeah, but of course it sells because irresponsible parents buying their kids games that they shouldn't have,
Yeah.
and they know that, and so therefore they're obviously going to make it so that it's got tutorial levels for people who are idiots, aka 12-year-olds who have no idea what they're doing.
That's true, though. That is honestly true.
Yeah,
Handcake just said that depends on the game, though, doesn't it? On some games, I understand. Like,
The Witcher, like she said, is very, very
I've
complicated.
actually never played The Witcher.
I have it on PC and I tried to play it. My God, the amount of controls. You had to use numbers like 1 to 8 and all sorts just to like do basic stuff. It was very complex.
Well, I think in a sense of tutorial, it's fine if you go through the first level and it explains everything without the tutorial. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you go through different tasks and it just comes like pops up saying like, oh, da 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 da. It's like one to do whatever.
Uh-huh.
But you don't actually have to go through like, okay, stand here. This is an enemy. You have to shoot the enemy. Press 1, and
Yeah.
go through like 20 minutes of something which just completely takes you out of the experience of an immersion of the game itself.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Like if I pick up a game, I like to get into the game. I like to pick up a game. Like if I was playing Final Fantasy VII, a game with no tutorial.
Bear with me, Tom. I just need to check the delivery.
Okay. Well, I'll just talk to the people here.
Yeah, do it.
What games did I used to play like quite religiously? Final Fantasy, in fact, is probably the best example because I've already talked about that very briefly about the whole RPG aspect. But oh shit, I've already said that Worms is the best game, didn't I?
Yeah, Worms.
Okay,
But we didn't
Worms
touch
is
on
the
a
best
lot.
action game.
We didn't touch up on a lot of PS1 games. There are a lot of games out there that we've not really talked about, and there's some that I can think of for PS1 that I don't think we've spoke about yet. Can you think of any more? Because there are a lot.
In fact, I really enjoyed a game. I don't know if anyone will remember this, but do you remember a game called Monster Rancher?
Oh, Monster Rancher. I never actually played it, but I remember you telling me about this, and I looked into it quite a lot. It looked really good.
It's brilliant. It's like Pokemon, but oh no. Yeah, it's in fact it's more like Digimon. Oh, Digimon! Everyone likes Digimon, right? No,
Digimon.
okay, maybe not. It's like Digimon in the sense that you have your own like, little creature and raise it up and fight. But
Yeah.
I liked it a lot more because it's just better.
Better. in
Like there was no
every way.
like I'm fucking Digivolving.
Digivolving?
Yeah. That's
Oh, okay.
Digimon. In fact, fuck it. Let's talk about Pokemon. Everyone likes Pokemon.
Yeah, and
Everyone
I
loves
had
Pokemon.
I had that on Game Boy. It was great. I loved it. I played so much out of Pokemon Blue, which was the first one I got, and then I played Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Crystal, and then I got a DS, and then I played Pokemon Black and was it Pokemon White? Pokemon White. So much
Did
Pokemon.
you play White 2 or Black 2?
White 1.
And you won.
Yeah, I remember playing
Number
it.
2 was really good.
I actually remember playing it at college.
Yeah, with me.
Yes, on our lunch break.
Oh my god, yeah, we both went. We both
were
went to Asda to buy it.
Yeah. Yes.
For people in the chat, we actually went during our school time to Asda to buy Pokemon when it was been released.
Yeah, on the release day. Was it
On the
release day?
release day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to Asda during school time to buy Pokemon White, and then we sat at school and played it. all day.
It was so good.
No wonder I didn't do so well in my A levels.
That was it though. Like as soon as you bought that, it was like, oh no, everything's gonna go downhill now. It was awesome though.
It was exactly that. It was like, who needs to revise for exams when you can play Pokemon?
You can play Pokemon?
Nah.
You filthy Pokemon players. Yeah.
That accusation.
We didn't fail at school.
I didn't fail at school.
Nah, we did alright.
I think. Did we do alright? Did you do alright? I did alright.
Yeah, I did alright.
I did alright.
I didn't revise. In fact, no, I shouldn't say that actually.
Don't want to give people a...
Fuck it. Okay.
Alright, go on.
I've never revised for anything in my life. And I've always come out with either just like average or above average grades.
Uh-huh.
I think that's just because I've got a good memory and I just sort of remember everything.
You did psychology, didn't you?
Yeah, I love psychology.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, it's so good. In fact, I was going to lead that up. Knowledge. Okay, do you believe that knowledge and wisdom are two different things?
Yes.
I do as well. Because while one person can be smart, another one can be wise.
Uh-huh. Well, it's kind of like wisdom is kind of like common sense in a sense.
Yeah.
And knowledge is just pure data in another sense. So you've got very different things there. A lot of people who are very clever often don't have much common sense, for instance.
Yeah. Wisdom is common sense. I think that I've got a lot of wisdom and a bit of knowledge.
Right.
But I think most of the knowledge is built up. In fact, I think knowledge in general is just built up from remembering things.
Do you believe, Tom, do you believe that when a child is born, they have exactly the same potential, providing that they are sound of mind, to learn exactly the same as the next child who's born? Or do you think that potential is capped from birth? Because you always get kids at school who underachieve, and you always get kids who overachieve. Do you think that is nature or nurture?
It's both. I believe that's both. It can be both environmental factors and also genetics.
Okay.
Because obviously, if you have something not wrong, I don't want to say wrong. That sounds horrible. If you have different genetics to another person, then obviously you're going to differ in some way. And obviously, nature nurture. If you were brought up by someone who's middle class, and if you had another child who was brought up by someone who's working class, they're obviously going to be different as well. Mm-hmm. Just because there's so many factors in that. There's not just like a right or wrong answer. I'm sorry, Zach. There's not a right or wrong answer to that. I did actually.
I think it's quite a hot debate. Yeah.
Well, you could easily argue both. You could easily argue both, but I'm just going to settle. I'm going to be on the fence and just say both right. Are very equal, and there's no point in arguing. It can be nature and nurture.
Okay. Well, yeah, I kind of think the same, that there is elements of both, but surely one would be more sort of prevalent than the other in influencing.
Is it in terms of grades, in terms of how well they do in school?
Like, I personally think that nurture is much more responsible for how people perform in school and what grades they get than nature is. Because I think if a child has a good upbringing and they're taught from a very early age to be receptive to learning, and that as they grow up, they get a lot of reassurance, a lot of support, and they have good teachers, then I believe that those people are much more likely to succeed. Whereas just being naturally clever is probably not such a common thing.
I think I agree with that, yeah.
But at the same time, I do still believe that every child who is born, as long as they don't have like a mental issue, that they have the same capacity and the same potential as every other child who is born, providing they have the same upbringing or a good nurtured upbringing.
I'm still on the fence about that. I don't want to jump in and say, yeah, that's fine, that's all right, and everything like that, because it's still the fact that nature still plays such a great big role in everything. Uh-huh. I completely understand where you're coming from, and I do agree that obviously if you are a working class person, that I'm not saying that you will, I'm saying that 9 times out of 10 you might have a sort of worse upbringing than someone who's middle class. I'm not saying you will, because obviously I've known some working class people who've done fantastic. I know some people who are brilliant.
My mum used to go without food so she could feed me, apparently. So that was pretty working class.
There we
I
go.
did pretty good in school.
There we go,
I got all A's and A stars at GCSE.
I just think that everyone who has a kid now should just show that motherfucker as much love as you can. As said, very
Tom, 2013.
show that motherfucker as much love as you can. Do you believe in smacking your kids?
I don't like the word smacking. Because, I mean, I really am very mixed opinions on this. Because I don't think that it should ever get to that point. If you bring up your child well and you teach them what's right and wrong from an early age, you should never get to the point where it's so bad that you have to hit them. And I think hitting them is a wrong thing. But I was sort of, given a smack bottom as a child. But it wasn't like, in order to inflict pain. It was just to show that it was wrong. I don't know if it was right, though.
I hate when I see someone slap their child in public.
Yeah.
And even like a little tap, I just think it's wrong. You shouldn't do that.
In public?
Not in public, just in general. I just don't like it. I was slapped as a child, and I remember the feeling of hating it. Yeah. I remember the feeling of hate after being slapped, and I would hate for my child to ever think that of me.
Yeah. Well, I would never ever hit a child if God, that sounds horrible. If I had a child, I wouldn't, smack them or anything. I would not do it at all.
Sorry, someone just said, "Oh my God, the wooden spoon."
Talking of wooden spoons, that was my favourite childhood toy. In fact, that was my first childhood toy. I was given a wooden spoon, I chewed on it all day long, and that was it. I couldn't afford anything else.
Oh, sorry, that's true. Handcake just said, "I hate seeing it in public because it would be so much worse behind closed doors."
Yeah.
I just hate smacking in general. You shouldn't need to smack a kid, like you just said.
No.
You shouldn't need to smack them. You should just look. Pain isn't as powerful as disappointment. If you're disappointed with something, if you're disappointed with a child, they know about it.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, there's that what's the word I'm looking for? Unconditional love that the child has for its mother and the mother has for its child in most situations. And the feeling, as you said, of disappointing your mother or your father should be much more weight upon your shoulders than the pain of being smacked. Mm-hmm. How did we even get onto this topic?
We were talking about games. We were talking about PS1 games, and then I think Spyro was abused as a dragon or something.
Yeah, little Spyro dragon.
I don't know.
Called Dragon Line.
In fact, while we're still on this sort of topic of values and everything, I want to quickly talk about one of the other topics and just sort of merge this in. Okay. It's another sort of philosophy topic. So, Tom's Philosophy Hour. Diddle-it. No. Okay.
Need a little jingle.
So official. Something philosophical, which I want to sort of mention, is that I was having a think the other day when I was walking down the street. That's what I do, just think. And I thought about the social norms and values of everyday life and how people will just sort of fit in with those norms and just not question it whatsoever.
Yes.
So that you could see, like, if you see a child in school, you'll think that they would follow, like, okay, they grow up, they go to school, they get a job, they get a girlfriend, they get married, they have a baby, they live happily ever after, whatever.
Right. That's the story that the animation companies sell you. Yeah,
that's the basic norms and values of life. You go to school, work, all that crap. But if you just take this is what I did. I took a step back, and I just had a look at everything. If I did something different than what those values are, would that make me different? Would that make me an outcast? So say if I wanted to tour around the world and meet a lot of people and everything like that, what would that make me?
A maverick.
No.
It's I think it depends really, because I mean, there's when one thing that I can think of at the moment is the sort of main thing for me is university. Now, kids go to school, they go to secondary school, they go to college, and they're always having the same time all this while university shoved down their throats like, you're doing this because you want to go to university. You're doing this because you're going to go to university. You should go to university. And there's so much pressure on people to go to university.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
a lot of people go to university and they choose courses that they might not necessarily want anything to do with it for a job, or they just do it because at the time they think that's all I can do, that's what I'm going to be okay at, and I need to go to university. Same happened to me. And I made that realization that, hey, I don't actually want to be doing this. And so I left.
So you stepped out of the norms and values of what not everyday life, but of what life is. So did that make you an outcast? Do people then go, oh, you should have gone uni, Zach? Why?
Well, I sometimes feel like when I'm talking to my family about it, that...
Did they ask you?
Well, if they're like, so what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not actually at university anymore. I feel like I've let them down. And I think there's a massive guilt trip involved with going through education, and then, if you drop out or something, or if you decide not to go to university, it's almost like guilt tripping you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I tell my family and stuff, I almost don't want to tell them that I've dropped out of university, because it's like I've disappointed them or I've let them down. But at the same time, if it makes you happy and you're happy with the decision, what does it matter?
Yeah.
It's like another thing. Social norm is to eat cereal and toast for breakfast. I sometimes eat bolognese and curry if I want it, because I can.
I used to come back after work, because I did nights, and I used to come back from work and have like 2 sausage rolls, and my mum used to be like, how can you eat that in the morning? It's like, well, it's just food, right?
Yeah, I mean, who says, hey, you have to have cereal for breakfast?
Well, it's still the advert is like, oh, feed your child Weetabix because they will, wake up in the morning and have healthy shits and stuff. But
healthy shits.
But I would much prefer just to have some. Toast is quite nice. I don't mind toast, but
yeah.
I would much prefer just to have something that I want.
Yeah.
Like, break out the norms.
Exactly.
Nuclear family. Fuck you.
Step outside the box.
No. Yeah. Oh, we sound like hippies now.
I know.
You sound like such big hippies.
Are we going to move to Christiania in Denmark or something? Do you know about Christiania?
What?
Christiania in Denmark?
No.
Shout out to all the Danish. Christiania is awesome. It's like a lake in the middle of Copenhagen, and it's where all the hippies live.
Oh,
it's awesome.
Oh, we should do that. We should have a trip there. I'll tell everyone about my psychology and philosophical ways, and they'll be like, "Dude, man, you're fucking cool, man."
Yeah, man.
I've never met a hippie. But then again, that's because I haven't been to any live festivals.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you go to a music festival, you probably will.
There's loads of them. Loads of them. Loads of their buggers.
But anyway,
sorry. Man, you guys are so rebellious.
So anyway, we're sort of back onto the topic of like stepping outside of social norms, and do you become an outcast? What do you think?
I think you're seen as an outcast, but nothing is an outcast. As long as you don't overstep it too far, like as long as you don't kill someone with a football boot or something like that.
Football boot.
Yeah, they got studs on there. Studs are big now. As long as you don't do that, you're fine.
Right.
But you shouldn't be like you said with the whole uni thing. If you say, "Oh, I didn't go uni," why didn't you go uni? Oh, and all that crap. It's like, "Oh, why didn't you go uni?" Well, tell me why I should go uni when people who have gone uni still haven't got jobs. Yeah. I didn't go uni, and I found a job in I think about like 3 months. And I'm on good money.
Yeah, exactly. Why should it be so necessary for you to go to university? And there's a lot of apprenticeships out there as well.
Yeah, apprenticeships.
That never even get mentioned in schools. Because they want you to go to university, because it's lining the pockets of the people running it.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, people in this sort of economic climate, as it were, they're much better off not going to university, doing an apprenticeship, getting experience, and coming out of it without a loan, without debt, and being able to get a reasonably well-paid job in a practical field that's always going to be called for.
Yeah, that's right. We've just gone from talking about Spyro and like Crash Bandicoot to talking about like social norms and values.
Serious talk, yo.
Serious talk.
Yo.
This is welcome to Zero Hour, where we talk about philosophical things like pizza and cereal.
Did you go to school?
No. Okay, I want to move on to the topic.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Okay. Oh, by the way, are we overrunning this by about 10, 15 minutes because of...
Yeah, whatever. We'll just talk. Yeah. I don't care.
That's all right. That's okay. That's fine. Okay. Moving on. I wanted to talk about my night out.
Night out?
Yes.
In town or...
Yeah. Okay. As you will know, Zach, I'm a bit of a hermit. And I like going outside. Don't get me wrong. I love going outside. I love going for walks.
Great outdoors.
Everything like that. But... I've only been in town, like clubbing wise, maybe once.
Right. Okay.
So I went out the other day with one of my friends, well, a few of my friends, for one of his birthday, and we ended up in a nightclub.
Okay.
And
may I ask which nightclub?
You're gonna laugh at this. Mosh.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Is it? What?
No.
That's not too bad?
No.
Let me see the crap ones then. Right, we ended up in Mosh, and the moment I got in, I felt like I'd been robbed because there's obviously an entry fee. So I got inside and I was like, okay, I'm not having fun. I don't drink. I've just been robbed. How is this a good night out so far? And for people who don't know, on Mosh, there's 3 layers of the building. There's the first layer you go on, which has sort of like indie rock music, and the bottom layer, which is all like your heavy metal, Rammstein, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And on the top, you have all your like, all your dancing musics, like, you know, all that crap.
Yeah.
And we started off with the top one. And
which is the most popular.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
It depends on what day.
Well, we started off there, and we went upstairs, and I'm not a dancer.
You're a head bopper.
No. I don't dance. I don't like dancing because I feel that everyone just looks a complete cunt, and I don't feel comfortable with looking like an idiot. Okay. I'm not saying that everyone who dances looks like a cunt.
I think it depends on your alcohol consumption.
It mostly does, yeah.
Yeah.
See, and again, I don't drink, so
yeah, I know, yeah.
It's hard for me to sort of get into that. But we were on top, and I went with David, right?
Okay.
David Mitchell, and you know how he dances. Oh my god, he dances like a psycho, but he was so good. I loved to be in there. I have to go out with David again because he was so good. So he started dancing. He started like going mental and everything like that. Everyone loved it, and everyone started like doing little bobs, moving the knees up and down and that. And I was just stood there like a stiff board. I was like, oh god, this is so shit. Like, why am I here?
You're like Plank off Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, I was just like stood there with a little drawn-on face.
Yeah.
I felt so awkward. Like I just stood there, and everyone else was dancing. Everyone else kept like looking around, seeing if everyone else was having a good time, and I was just stood there. And then I did the same thing as I did before. I took a step back, and I just had a look, and I thought, you know what? Everyone else is drunk. Everyone else is dancing like an idiot.
Yeah.
I might as well start dancing like an idiot.
And I'm just stood here.
So I started dancing.
Yeah.
I started moving my knees, bobbing my head a bit. I started doing a little bit thing with my arms. Yeah. Started getting into it. Yeah. And I actually had a fucking great time.
Well, that's good.
It was so nice.
Yeah, you see?
Like,
just gotta let go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I just thought, you know what? Let's just fucking go mental. Like, David pulled someone by doing the Macarena. I thought, if he can do that, I can do anything. So I just started like jigging about a bit. I actually had a few girls come up to me like, where are you from? I was like, I'm not interested. I'm just here to dance. It was quite the experience though. One girl that came up to me. This is something I will probably never forget because it kind of freaked me out.
Right.
My view on sex is
okay.
You already know. You already know this. You already know.
Yeah.
My view on sex is that you should get to know the person first.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is my view. I personally have to have 100% trust with someone before I actually have intercourse. It's just how I am. I just don't like having sex with someone I don't know or don't fully understand.
Yeah.
So
Real talk.
when a girl came up to me and she was like, it's like, oh, do you want to have sex? It's like,
What?
fuck off.
She didn't actually say that, did she?
No. She came up to me and these are the words that she says. She goes, oh, I like you dancing. I was like, thanks. And then, oh God, it makes me shiver because she said, just move like you're having sex. And for me, that was just something which just it brought me out of my social boundaries. I was like, fuck off. I was just like, what? I felt so awkward and out of place when she said that. And she just looked, she was really nice. Like, she was so pretty, but it just sort of turned me off. Like, when she said that, I was like,
Well, that's the thing. If you've got your standards and what you, expect from someone before you go into something like that, then of course that's expected.
yeah. Oh, it's so weird though. I don't actually think I could ever have sex with someone without actually knowing them.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's wrong that people do, but no, it's like almost like popular culture now. People go to clubs, they meet people on the same night, they have a one-night stand, and then they never speak to them again.
Yeah.
That's
like,
how a lot of people do it.
When that girl came up to me, and when she went off, I had like a look around, and there was like everyone was doing it. Like every girl was going up to a girl, every guy was going up to a girl, and they were just like, oh, how you doing? Do you want to have sex and stuff? Like, do you want to have sex after this? Do you want to go somewhere? And it felt like, okay, that's weird for me.
It's how a lot of younger people meet each other, but I don't think it's a healthy way to meet people, because you can't legitimately expect to find someone that you're going to have common interests with and actually spend more than one night with if you meet them in a nightclub where you can't even really hear them or anything. You don't know anything about that person.
It's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, we like the same music. Stick your dick in me, yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You get me?
Oh, there were so many of those people, so many like the really thick-headed people who were just like, I like him because he treats me like I'm a princess.
We sound so condescending.
I'm sorry. We're not gods, though we might be.
Maybe. But, Mosh is actually one of the better clubs in Leicestershire. Anyway.
Kidding me? No, sorry. I walked into the toilets. The first moment I walked in, I needed a wee. And I walked into the toilets. I opened the cubicle door, and I looked down into the bowl, and there was a huge shit in the bottom of the bowl, and someone hadn't even bothered to flush.
Yeah, they're pretty disgusting.
It's just a simple movement with your hand of just reaching out and just grabbing the lever and just going. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Like, just do it.
Just do it.
Oh
it's not hard, but I think when they're drunk, they couldn't care less. And also, it's almost like, just leave it here. No one's going to know.
Wait. Sorry, another thing as well, like the floors were so sticky.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well, think about how many, right, okay, so imagine this. You've got 2,000 people in a club, right? And they're all carrying drinks around, they're all pretty drunk, they're all spilling their drinks all over the floor. They're all carbonated drinks with sticky stuff in, and it's going to dry on the floor, and if you stand still for long enough, you will not be moving again for some time. You will stick. It's the same in every club.
Yeah. When I was like bobbing up and down, my legs were sort of like going up and down, and all you can hear is because it was that sticky. Excuse me. Oh yeah. So anyway, to continue the night, I started dancing, had a really good time. We went to the bottom floor, which was absolutely rammed.
Yeah.
I couldn't move. We went onto
cheesy down there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We went onto the dance floor. Like, everything stank because everyone was so close together and they were like
sweating.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, babe. Gonna sweat all over you.
Like, all you could hear was like death metal in the background. Everyone was like, "You fool!" And everyone was like, "Yeah, fucking mosh everywhere." We were there for 5 minutes, and I was like, "Look, dude, we have to get out of here. I just feel like I'm gonna fucking sick. I'm trying to stop people. This is
disgusting.
Horrible." I was breathing in people's sweat, people's farts. That's what I thought.
No, it's so disgusting.
So we went onto the middle floor, which was, oh my god, you have the same music and taste as what I do, so you would appreciate that as well. It was things like Tenacious D, oh my god, Blink 182, Sum 41, things like that. You know, just things like indie sort of rocky music like that. I love that, and I actually knew the songs, so I was like
singing along.
Yeah, I was like singing along, just well, not singing, just like shouting. No one
can sing.
Yeah, everyone was like,
yeah. When you're drunk, you feel like you can sing like a god.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
it's like in your head, it's like yours, and in reality, it's like
yeah. It's absolutely terrible.
I'm sorry for people who's got headphones on. That might have
killed some ears, but hey, whatever. So, yeah, you know, talking about clubbing, bars, and things, I am much more in favor of bars than clubs, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Probably best if I should have gone to a bar first.
Bars are a lot nicer, you know. There's still music. It's a little bit quieter. You can get some nice drinks because in clubs, let's be honest, they serve you absolute crap.
What,
absolute
clubs?
Crap. Clubs. The drinks in clubs are terrible. Whereas if you go to a bar, you can actually get a nice drink. You know, good luck getting a mojito in a club.
I don't see what's wrong with just having like water or a Coca. I don't think you should need to be drunk to have a good time. That's why I don't drink.
No, you don't. But I think the thing with drinking alcohol is that alcohol lowers your boundaries. And it's not so much that you need alcohol to have a good time, because, I mean, some people can lower their boundaries and just let go and just go mad without alcohol. But people who often struggle with that will drink alcohol to lower their boundaries, and then they can just let go and have a good time, which maybe they wouldn't have been able to do if it wasn't for the alcohol.
Yeah. You see so many of them. Oh, I feel sorry for them. No, I sound like such a cunt. No, I'm sorry.
There's more of them than people who don't need alcohol.
I so wish that everyone who everyone who had like lower standards of themselves just sort of looked in the mirror and just thought, look, this is who I am.
Accept it.
Accept it. I would love for girls to go outside and not wear makeup, just to go out all natural. Yeah. And just be like, look, world, this is me. Accept me or leave me alone. That would be incredible. If girls, because the thing is, like, all girls read like all this beauty stuff and all the magazines, like all the media goes like, oh, you have to have eyeshadow and a Brazilian if you want to attract a guy. But
it's bullshit.
It is. I
don't really care.
Girls.
I don't really like when girls have, you know, makeup plastered on with a trowel.
Yeah.
Not interested. It's ugly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, the people who do that are attracting the attention of the dickheads who...
Sorry, someone just said, I am a woman, hear me roar.
Yeah. But, you know...
It is to attract those people. It's just to attract someone who wants a quick night out and sex.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck.
That's basically what it says. It says, hey, look at me, I have low self-esteem. I'm going to wear all this makeup to make myself look better, and therefore you know by looking at me that you can get with me easily. Okay, here's the thing, okay? If anyone in the chat is a girl, just say me, okay? And we'll see who's a girl. Hannah is a girl, but she's gone for lunch.
Well, there should be some more girls.
She doesn't really wear makeup, though, so she doesn't count as a makeup wearer.
Well, if anyone is a girl and wears makeup, then please explain it in the comments.
Yeah, I think a little bit is acceptable. Like, you know, a little bit of...
Sorry. Look at that face. Oh.
Kappa.
But yeah, if girls didn't wear makeup, it would be so much nicer. I just wish that girls wouldn't. Like, every girl is beautiful in some way. Oh.
In her own skin.
Yeah, in her own skin.
But I think really we've again moved on off of the bar club thing. And, you know, talk about alcohol as we were before. I personally drink alcohol because I enjoy it and not because I want to use it to get drunk or because I want to use it to lower my boundaries.
Why do you enjoy it? I've never understood that.
Well, for instance, Jack Daniels and Coke tastes amazing. It's a really enjoyable drink.
Oh, so it is actually the taste then.
A mojito, for instance, is a really lovely drink, and it's it's pretty damn complicated as well. It's not something that you can get in a club because it takes a good 3 or 4 minutes to make properly. You go to a bar, you sit down, it's sociable, and you enjoy a really nice long drink, and it's refreshing.
Mm.
And there's a lot of alcoholic drinks out there that aren't just designed like, the Screwdriver, which is the vodka and orange, or a vodka and Coke, just to get you drunk. It's designed to be something to chill out and enjoy.
Yeah. I guess, in fact, thinking about it now, I do enjoy Midori. That melon sort of spirit. I really like that. Sours I like as well.
Lord V-Man, Belgian ale +1. Exactly. Belgian and a lot of German beers and ales are just so lovely. I could, Weissbier, for instance, could sit down and drink that and just enjoy it.
Because they taste like an anus.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great. Oh, okay. What are the topics we got then?
We got all sorts. Real talk.
All sorts. Real. Do you want to have a real talk?
Real talk, yo. We just have been real talk.
I guess. Yeah.
This
we
whole
just
thing.
talked about like sex and stuff. Like.
Hey, let's talk about games. Real talk.
Let's Crash Bandicoot. Real talk. So, if Crash dies, he dies in real life.
Just spend £1 a month to make Crash Bandicoot Gator 1-up.
Oh.
I was going to talk about something in the last podcast, which I was going to meant to bring over to here. What was it?
I don't know.
Fuck, I can't remember. I'll have to think about it and talk about it in the next one. I actually haven't got anything else I want to talk about.
I
think
thought you had more
about
topics. I was under the impression you had.
I've wrote down. This is what I've wrote down. Podcast, old games, night out.
Maybe
philosophy.
we should revisit the games thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing.
We'll do a full circle. So, the PS2, obviously.
Let's move on. Let's move to PS2.
The successors of the PS1. It's still technically an old game. Now we're into the 4th generation.
Mm-hmm.
So, PS2 games. Now, a game that I remember very distinctly on the PS2 was a fishing game.
Was it Billy Bass's?
No.
Sorry, that was on the Dreamcast, wasn't it?
What?
Billy Bass's fishing something. Oh, does anyone remember No.
No.
Oh, do you remember that? It was a game where you just like fish.
Right. No.
Oh, I never played it. I just like watched it on.
I don't remember that. But I remember playing. I can't even remember what the game was called. But me and my friend, we used
There's
to.
Zach on the
On the
thing.
on the what? The what?
You
Oh! I changed tab. Oh dear. I need to keep that up, don't I?
All I saw was there goes chat.
Whoops.
Who's Moobot?
Moobot is the robot.
Oh,
In the
Moobot.
chat. He's beautiful. I can't even remember. I was googling it to see if I could remember, but it was just an awesome game.
What was it called again?
Oh, I can't remember. But we used to fish, sea bass fishing.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Sea bass fishing. It's like ultimate bass fishing or something.
And it was like when you caught a fish, it was like fish on, and it played some like really exciting music as you tried to reel it in, and then like it was like line break. Oh, your line broke, you dick.
That's okay. Let's talk about games which people know. Like,
Okay.
did you ever play Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time?
No,
Fuck off, Zach.
I was never a
Zach,
Legend
sorry,
of Zelda
fuck off.
player.
What? You were never interested?
I never played it. No,
Oh, come on, man.
I'm trying to remember what games I did play for the PS2, and I remember Time.
Well, that was
Time Splitters.
That was for the
Yeah, because it wouldn't be PS2 anyway, because that's Nintendo.
Was.
I played some Zelda on the DS, but not the old originals, because I never really had many Nintendo products. I had PS.
I've recently just bought on the 3DS.
Uh-huh.
I've just bought Castlevania. I bought Metroid. What's the other one? Spelunker. I bought that. That's a new. That actually came out on Steam the other day.
Cool. We'll have a look.
I bought Ninja Gaiden. That's it.
Okay, I played that.
You know what? Not as hard as people think.
No.
I don't know whether they remember it to be hard because it's in fact no. This is excluding Ninja Gaiden. But Castlevania, I didn't think it's that hard.
I don't really know much about Castlevania.
Yeah, I didn't play it. Well, basically, it's the reason why people think it's hard is because you've got a lot going on at the minute. Like on the screen, there's a lot of sort of death zones in a way.
Right.
But when you die, you restart at the start of the stage. So it does punish you in a way by sending you back, but it's not a punishment for you to be like, oh, this game's so hard. For me, at least. This is just me talking, not my opinion.
Okay.
I don't think it's that difficult. Like, because you can just be sent back. Like, when you get to the last boss, Dracula, at the end, you would just restart right... If you die, you restart right just before him.
Right outside,
Like,
I see,
yeah.
Okay, I see.
Oh yeah, someone just said Metroid is so lame. Metroid is like a game. It's really fucking annoying.
Well, as we've sort of gone on to sort of more modern games, I guess.
What? Castlevania?
Sorry, not Castle. No, I don't even know what I'm talking about now. You were saying you just bought them.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about something that I want to buy.
Yeah.
When it comes out.
What is it?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I've stopped playing Grand Theft Auto after San Andreas, but I still watch the videos and still think it's really cool.
But have you seen the online the MMO style Grand Theft Auto?
There's MMO?
They're making it's like almost like an MMO. It's basically a real world, and you can have I don't know how many players in it, but a lot of players in it, and you can like rob people, and you can just like do something. The trailer for it looks awesome. It's hard to explain it in just paraphrasing what I saw on the video, but you should have a look at the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5, for the online play, because it looks amazing. You can set up your own sort of like businesses and companies. You can buy your own apartment in like the real world, and you can like buy private jets and stuff, and you can show it off to like other people in the game.
Oh, I
It
didn't know.
looks absolutely incredible, and I'm totally going to get it.
Yeah, I guess the reason I stopped sort of playing it was because it's the same game over and over again.
Yeah.
And the only thing I do in GTA is just steal a car, run a few people over, shoot a few people, drive really fast, blow up the car. That's it, really.
Die.
And I do that in every game.
Yeah. Well, I got Saints Row the 3rd. That's what I did.
That's exactly the same though, isn't it?
It's similar. It's a little bit more light-hearted, I think, but it's good.
But can't you have like a dildo sword?
Yeah, you can have a dildo weapon. It's quite funny.
It's more lighthearted.
Uh-huh.
It's more lighthearted. It's more lighthearted, Zach.
Mm-hmm. Saints Row the 4th is coming out very soon. That looks very good.
Everyone seems to be hyped for that. I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, Saints Row is a good franchise. Good franchise indeed. But yeah, definitely looking forward to getting Grand Theft Auto 5 when it comes out. I'm totally on it.
Sorry, hold on. Someone just said the only thing I do in GTA is play GTA. Did I just say that? Did I say that?
You did.
Oh no.
Fool.
Oh, I meant the only thing I do in GTA is run people down and stuff. I don't know whether did I say that?
I remember you saying about the cars, but
Master Raccoon, you are messing with my mind. I have to watch that back.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. You said drive cars.
I get it. That's what you do in GTA.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So that's what everybody does in GTA. That is GTA. Hodor. Anyway. Hodor.
Oh, Game of Thrones. Can we quickly talk about Game of Thrones?
Go on then.
Did you ever watch it? You've not watched it yet. Zach, I told you to watch it.
I've got to read the Hunger Games before I do look into anything about Game of Thrones. No, I have to.
This is a bitch.
I have to.
Sorry. No. If you want a good Hunger Games, don't watch the Hunger Games. Watch
Game
Battle
of Thrones.
Royale. No. Battle Royale.
Okay.
Battle Royale is a Japanese version that came before the Hunger Games movie version.
Well, I kind of have to read the books.
Oh,
I have to.
Read Game of Thrones. Oh, Game of Thrones, man.
I've been forced to read the Hunger Games books.
Oh, come on, man.
It has to happen.
But Game of Thrones, like you've got.
All right, I will watch it eventually.
Yeah, you fucking better. Oh shit, no, there is actually one thing I wanted to talk about. Another extra thing. Okay.
Okay.
Recently, I've watched the movie Edward Scissorhands.
Okay.
Okay. And that movie being quite an iconic movie of its time, it obviously has Johnny Depp in, and it's a movie which has got 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, okay? While I was watching that movie, I thought, what the fuck is this? I was completely lost and confused. How did Rotten Tomatoes give that a 93?
Right.
There was no... Have you ever watched it?
I know the story. I've not actually seen the film.
It's not the story I was wanting. Like, the story's fine. It follows the same concept of the whole like Frankenstein story, because obviously it's a Tim Burton film, and Vincent Price is in it as well. Pretty cool. But it follows the same sort of concept of the whole Frankenstein monster. You know, someone finds it, brings it down. Oh, sorry, back on the computer. Someone finds it, they bring it down to the town. They sort of get on for a while. Something bad happens. They all chase it up, and it, you know, sort of burns the house down. Everything like that shit happens. Yeah. But the thing is, there was no like, it was poor acting. There was no like character development apart from like Edward himself, and a tiny bit on the girl who sort of like, who played the sort of Frankenstein's bride sort of creature. No, she wasn't a creature. Where am I going with this? Basically, Zach,
it's rubbish.
My opinion, it wasn't rubbish. Like it tricks you into thinking it's good.
Okay.
It's a movie which you can watch and enjoy, but when you think about it, it's shit. It tricks you into thinking it's good. Like all the concepts about it are just like not right. It's sort of like skipped scenes every now and again, and I was like, "What the fuck am I? What am I doing?"
It's just confusing, and you got lost.
Yeah,
I see.
But I did watch Batman: The Dark Knight Rises last night as well. Oh my god, I fucking love that. I absolutely love that film. It's a long film, obviously.
Yeah,
it's like
they are long.
Something, but it's so good. Oh my god!
I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna put this in here. The best film of all time is Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings is alright.
No, no. It's the best film of all time.
I think it's a really good film, just because
it's amazing.
Isn't it based on a real story? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's based on a real story.
And I like all the characters in there. Pretty cool. And
it's heartwarming, and it's funny.
Yeah,
and
I think I would give that movie. I haven't seen it in a long while, so I have to rewatch it. But I'd give it definitely maybe like a 8.
I think I've seen that film about 15 times.
I've only seen it once.
I know. I think I know the entire script to that film.
The only bit I remember is feel the rhythm,
feel the rhyme. Get on up, it's bobsled time. Cool runnings.
Cool runnings.
Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. A1 daddies.
But no, going back onto the Batman thing, I think that film is so good. Like all the concepts in it are so good. You have like the hero, and then he gets knocked down, and then you have one of the best fucking characters. You have Bane. Mr. Wayne. I love Bane. Like, you know, when that came out, you're a fan of Batman franchise, aren't you?
Sort of. I've seen the films, but yeah.
Right. Well, when that movie came out, everyone was like, "Oh, no one's going to top Heath Ledger because he's obviously the Joker.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job as that character, sorry. And then he sort of like overdosed or however he committed suicide, and now he's dead. So you can't really top that. I think Bane topped that.
Yeah.
I think the movie as a whole is better. I think the only reason why the Dark Knight is well known is because it is a good movie, but for Heath Ledger.
Yeah. I think I'd agree with you. Like the fact that it's all about him, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you look at memes and things, and it's all him.
Yeah. It's never about why you Rachel.
Yeah.
So someone just said Bane sounds stupid. Now I thought that when I first heard him, but if you watch the film, you probably already watched the film, but oh my god, his voice. Would you prefer him to be like, Batman. Because in the older Batmans, he was played by like a massive, big hunk of meat guy, wasn't he? And he didn't speak. The reason why I really like that film is because it was so modernized.
Yeah.
Okay, spoilers. I'm just going to say it now. This spoilers now. If people haven't watched The Dark Knight Rises, mute this now because I'm going to say like some spoilers. Okay, so they modernized it, and Robin is actually a cop, and he helps Batman. He's not someone who's in like tights and stuff.
Yeah.
That I fucking love that. It was so good.
That is a good idea, actually. Because
It's a great idea.
It makes sense.
And at the end, he like finds a Batcave, and he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "I'm Robin." You don't actually find out he's Robin until like the end of it, where he goes.
Right.
She's like, "You should use your full name, Robin." And he's like, "Fuck you." But I fucking love that. Okay, spoilers over.
Spoilers over.
Okay, good.
How will they know the spoilers are over?
You should have a spoiler thing that pops on the screen.
Yeah, too late now.
Oh, damn it, Zach.
Damn. Anyway, it's about time to end. We've been going for some time now.
Oh, that's true. How long have we been going for?
Good hour.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Don't forget to chop out the bit where you went away.
Yeah, I won't. It's all
Good.
good.
Because that was very awkward.
Yes. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. We'll be doing more next week.
Okay. Oh, shit. One last thing. I'm going away. Going away. I'm going out again this week, so I'll tell you more about my nights out.
Yeah, do. And I will tell you some stories about when I used to go out. I don't really go out clubbing anymore, but I used to.
If you guys enjoy the whole like real talk stuff, we'll talk about that more than games, but
Real talk.
I enjoy I enjoy talking about obviously philosophical things, which I've just a billion times in this podcast. Talking about my life, I enjoy doing that, even though it's quite bland. I enjoy talking about myself. I enjoy talking, just like talking in
Just
general.
talking, yeah.
So I'm going out like next week, and if you guys want me to tell you about that, I will.
Sure.
It'll be fun. It'll be definitely fun. It'll be fun times, because I think we'll go into like a bunch of bars and staying out all night.
Yeah. I could tell you some good stories from back in the day. I sound like an old man, but yeah. We'll save that for next time, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Write it down. And next time, you better have some fucking topics.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah.
I will do.
Okay.
All right.
That's it.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Love you.